Hello boys and girls, welcome to this edition of Veranda Tales. I am Kaya Katus, and we will start by reading The Boy with Wings by Simon Cheshire and Dylan Coburn. Daedalus and Icarus. Go to the maze, said Minos, king of ancient Crete. You and your son will live there forever. Go now. The king sat on his throne, his face full of rage. In front of him stood Daedalus, the brilliant inventor. I beg you, your majesty, said Daedalus, spare my son. I was the one who helped your enemy, the hero, Theseus. My son knew nothing about it. You'll both be punished, cried the king. Daedalus, you're a clever man, and you have served me well in the past. Now, you've let me down and angered me. You must face up to what you've done. Go now and never come back. Daedalus was afraid of the king, and he didn't dare go against his wishes. He and his son Icarus packed a bag sadly, and the soldiers marched them to a huge maze. They were pushed inside. The maze had been built by Daedalus himself, on the orders of the king. Inside the maze was a minotaur, a monster who was half man, half bull. The maze was called a labyrinth, and nobody who'd ever entered in had found a way out, except for one man. See, look at the maze. It's dark, right? A Greek hero called Theseus had killed the minotaur and had escaped from the labyrinth using a ball of string. Then he'd run away from Crete, taking King Minos' daughter Ariadne with him. The king was furious with Daedalus for helping Theseus and by giving him his string. Daedalus and his son were sad and frightened in the maze. Don't you know the way out of here, Dad? Said Icarus. You built this place. It's so large, said Daedalus, that without a map, even I can't escape from it. Even if we do find a way out, the king's guard will send us back. We'll be in here forever, said Icarus. Daedalus thought and thought. At last, he had a clever idea. The king's guard are on the ground, he said. They can't fly up into the air. Neither can we, replied Icarus. Don't be so silly, Dad. I'm an inventor, said Daedalus. I have lots of things packed in my bag. Here's some wax, and here are some feathers. I have sticks too. We can make wings. Look, we can fix the sticks and feathers together with wax. So the dad wanted to make wings. Daedalus experimented. At first, his wing designs didn't work well enough. He had to keep melting the wax and starting again. It seems as if they'd never get it right. But at last, he made 2 sets of good, strong wings, one for him and one for Icarus. They put them on their arms and held them tightly. Dad, you're so clever, said Icarus. Let's fly away now. Take care, Icarus, said Daedalus. Don't fly too close to the sea, for the water will wet your wings. And don't fly too high, or the sun will melt the wax. Yes, yes, said Icarus. Come on now. See, look at the sun with the wings and the stick and the feathers. Escape! They flapped their wings faster and faster. Suddenly, with a huge rush of air, they left the ground. Higher and higher they flew, up, up, out of the maze and into the sky. They flew above Crete, and then they flew away over the sea. This is great, said Icarus. We're free, free as birds. Take care, said Daedalus. Not too low, not too high. Yes, yes, said Icarus. Flying is fun. Flying is great. Up, up flew Icarus even higher. Daedalus was very nervous. Icarus was now much higher than his father. The wax, called Daedalus. The heat of the sun will melt the wax. Icarus! Icarus didn't listen. He loved flying so much, he flew higher and higher. Too close to the sun. The sun was hot. The wax and Icarus's wings began to melt. Icarus didn't see it. He was too busy flying. Feathers began to fall from Icarus's wing, one by one. What do you guys think will happen when the
He'll drop.
He will fall?
He'll fall into the sea.
Okay, let's find out. Daedalus saw the feathers falling, but he couldn't fly up to help his son. His wings would melt. At last, Icarus saw that his wings were melting. Too late. His wings fell to bits and Icarus fell down, down, down. Help, help, called Icarus. I didn't listen to you, Dad. I went too high. Icarus fell into the sea. He tried to swim, but his melting wings got in the way. Daedalus flew down to help, but he was too late. Icarus slipped beneath the waves. Down, down, into the sea he went. Daedalus flew on over the sea. He felt very sad and very lonely. He escaped from the maze, but now his son was gone. If only Icarus had listened to his father. What do you guys think would have happened if Icarus would have listened to his father?
He wouldn't have dropped into the sea.
He wouldn't have dropped into the sea? And maybe they would both go on?
Yes.
Did you guys like the story, The Boy with Wings?
Yes.
All right, let's go to a short break and we'll be right back. Welcome back, and now we're about to get into our second story, The Brave Baby, written by Malachi Doyle and Richard Johnson. Are you guys ready for this one?
Yes.
Okay, let's get into it. The Indian chief was brave and fierce. So many people were afraid of him. But a wise old woman said, I know someone who is not afraid of you. The Indian chief was surprised. Who is this man? He cried. Show him to me. The old woman took him to her tent. Where is this man? Said the chief. I cannot see him. It is not a man, said the old woman. It is Wasso, the baby girl. Wasso sat on a blanket, playing with a stick. Why is this baby not afraid of me? Said the chief. Everyone is afraid of me. Come here, child, he cried, but Wasso only smiled at him. Come here, I said. The chief was cross with the little girl. Wasso stopped smiling and looked up at the chief. You must do as I say, child, cried the chief. Wasso looked at the man who was shouting at her, and she began to cry. Wasso cried and she cried, but she still would not go to the chief. So the chief began to dance. It was a special dance, a dance to make people do as he said. Wasso stopped crying. She liked the dance. She looked up at the chief and she smiled. The chief did another dance to make her come to him, but Wasso only laughed. The chief danced some more, but still the baby would not do as he said. Still, she would not go to him. The chief danced and danced. Wasso smiled and laughed, and then fell asleep. You see, said the old woman to the chief,
That's a big face.
here is someone who is not afraid of you. See, that's Wasso on the bed sleeping, and the chief and the old lady.
She looks cute.
She looks cute. You are right, said the chief. Wasso is braver than me. She's a very brave baby. The chief was too tired to be angry anymore. He liked the brave baby. He lay down in the tent and fell fast asleep. The brave baby. Why was the baby brave?
Because it's pretty.
Because she was pretty? Or because she wasn't afraid of the chief? Why was the baby brave?
Because she wasn't afraid of the chief.
Because she wasn't afraid of the chief, yeah. And what did the chief do to make the baby laugh?
Dance.
He danced. Yeah. Did you guys like this one?
Yeah.
All right. So what was your favorite part of the story? Anybody?
I like the one with the boy with wings when the father was being smart and had wax, sticks and feathers and made wings.
Yeah, that was a great part, right? So from these two books, the moral of the story is you're never too small to do big things, right? So although you guys are small, you can always do big things in life, all right? Who agrees with that? All right, very good. Thank you guys for being such a great audience, and we'll see you all next time on another episode of Veranda Tales.
Children must learn that they have the potential to do great things. This is an important lesson as it helps to inspire them and build ambition so that they can contribute to our society. It also helps them to think big. Here are 2 helpful tips from moms and dads. Let your child take risks. Parents value security, but they also want their children to have courage, to be bold in their dreams, and have adventurous spirits. Allowing children to take risks is a vital experience to help build leadership. Risk-taking encourages kids to think bigger and expansively. The occasional, but inevitable, setback that accompanies risk builds character and emotional strength. Get your child to dream. If your child has a vision of what they want to be one day, don't pour cold water onto it. Encourage them to think about it, to visualize what it's like to work in that role. Help them to understand what it entails and how they might get started. And get them to tell you all about it. Get them to research the subjects they'll need to do well and to follow their dreams. And make it fun.